I hadn't really thought about this. We saw yesterday or a couple days ago, the United States has officially recognized, this is just stupid to even talk about, that there are only two genders, male and female.
Oh, no.
This is actually a great question. How will this policy influence the video game industry? I think that's actually a really good question to ask. And I think that's something that we should make some phone calls about and ask how Activision will handle this when you're dealing with development of a game. How will EA handle this? How will all these different companies handle this? Because, and I've said this once, I'll say it a million times, the video game industry was the first to go crazy. It'll also be the last to go sane, because it is hyper progressive, super lib. We're talking about San Francisco, we're talking about LA, these places that their worldview is shattered right now. So you wonder, when you're making games for an international audience, because they are, but you live in a company live in a state that has this idea, this crazy idea that boys are boys and girls are girls. How will that affect these games? I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on that, Mally?
Oh, it'd be great if we went back to the Wii era where there was only male and female options, because, I mean, kind of like what Blabs was saying earlier. Like, sure, if you want to, make your character in an RPG gay, if you want to say that they're gay, sure, go ahead, whatever. It's your, just do whatever you want. But to make it such a prominent thing in the games is what people got tired of. And so I would love to see, what games are gonna, kind of like during the pandemic with the masks and all that. It was like, I just won't return to the businesses that piss me off enough. I just won't play the games or give money to the companies that want to continue to push ideology that clearly the rest of the country is not on board with anymore. It's not the popular thing right now.
Well, it's funny that you said Activision, Craig, because if you remember, Activision doesn't give a flying fuck about their female employees anyway, concerning all the sexual assault and the suicides that happen there. So to be honest, I don't think Activision gives a fuck one way or another about this whole two genders if they don't even give a shit about their female employees.
True.
Should we tell them?
Yeah, I was just pondering to myself over here. I think we should make some phone calls, and I think it'd be good to get an official statement on how these companies plan to handle that. Like, will there be a body type A, body type B?
Right.
Are we still going to do that bullshit? It's like, oh, because I really feel like in 50 years we're going to look back on this and be like, what the fuck was happening? Like,
it's just bothersome that in a video game, in a place where people are supposed to escape to, we have to still play around with the politics and the political correctness. That's the part I think that pisses me off the most. If it's an RPG, do whatever the fuck you want, but everything else that should just be normal shit should just be normal shit. It doesn't need to be, like you said, body type A, voice A. It's like, no, we can hear the tone in those. Just say male and female, because we know what the fuck you're saying. You're overcomplicating it, and it's annoying. It's annoying to read as a woman that knows I'm a woman, knows I'm a woman. I am offended that I'm labeled as a type A, voice A. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's got to offend you in some way, shape, or form. It pisses me off. And does it piss you off that you're body type B?
Mm-hmm.
Right. No, because I'm obviously we're under the male option, right? Oh, and we're always made ugly in the games. That's the part I think that above it all, fine. If we're too afraid to say the words, fine, whatever. But now you're gonna ugly the women. You're gonna actively make them less attractive. For what? We've said it before. It's to make the ugly people feel better.
You know what's actually going to be really interesting? I can talk about this with Mally because she's a big Harry Potter fan. But Hogwarts Legacy 2, that's in development. And you remember, it was like body type A, B, voice A, B. Yeah. But they had all that thing with the voice actors saying, we just don't like J.K. Rowling. She's an istinophobe and there's more than two genders. But then it's like, you can be a witch or a wizard. So now going forward to Hogwarts Legacy 2, I'm like, what are we going to be doing here?
Yeah.
There's only two genders, chaps. What's up?
Yeah. I don't know how they're going to address that. No. I love seeing those kinds of people, the ones that are obsessed with Harry Potter but hate J.K. Rowling. It's so funny.
It is
I make
great.
fun of all of them. There's influencers who are like, I'm gonna go to Harry Potter World, but I don't support J.K. It's like, bitch, yes, you do.
Yep,
Yes, you do. You're
And they
actively doing it.
Anytime something happens, they're just quick to jump down her throat and be like, "You did this." It's like she has nothing to do with Scholastic.
Yeah,
That's
she
a
didn't
U.S.
do
publishing
that.
company.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot. You did this. Go die. It's like, okay. Yeah, they're insane, Craig. I have like a list of just crazy people in a document.
We should have them on the show.
No, I'd rather not.
Oh,
Put them all in one room and then leave. Just
Lock them. Just so you
Right.
can fight for themselves.
let them fight it out.
Jubilee has a very successful channel based solely off that idea of getting a bunch of people in a room and just letting them
I love
talk.
Jubilee.
Let 'em
I love
fight.
Jubilee. I love them a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.